Back then, it was really nice pool like it is today.
Easy access off the blacktop, put it on cement slabs so it's handicap approachable. I don't think it was a week later, it was in the paper. I don't even think it was a week later, it was in the paper that the park board accepted it.
Call the meeting to order. Today is Monday, June 21st, 2021. This is the commission meeting for the Monuments and Cemetery. 4 o'clock, City Hall. Every one of you received, I'm sure, a packet or an email for the agenda. There is an addendum, so we need a motion, first of all, to suspend the rules. Okay, we'll do it at the end. It's been a while since we've met, probably mostly due to COVID, but it's been some time, and we have an annual event that we have to do every time this commission meeting is to elect officers. So the first item on the agenda is to elect the chair for the commission.
I nominate Mr. Ubel for that position.
Second that.
The motion has been made and seconded to select myself as chair for the commission. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Item 1.2, election of vice chair.
Nominate Tom Keeneland.
I second that.
Been made and seconded to elect Tom Keeneland as vice chair of the commission. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approval of minutes. This is quite some time ago, but I'm sure all of you had a chance to go through them and read the minutes.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and approved to accept the minutes as given. Any discussion? Corrections, deletions, additions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. New business. Consider the cemetery fee schedule for 2022. Who wants to do that? Glenn?
Ramers, Jeff Huffman, Public Works Superintendent. Last year, we increased the fees, so we'd like to keep most of them the same with the exceptions of the double cremations. Those we'd like to set at $675. And then the weekend and holiday ones, we'd like to up the cemetery grave openings by $100, up to $775. And grave openings for the cremations on the weekends, up $50, up to $525. And the double cremations would go up $75, up to $750 on the weekends. Because we're getting more, right now, from January 1st, 2021 to present, we had 30 burials. 21 have been regular burials. 2 have been the double cremations. We're getting more and more of those. And then we have 7 Saturday burials. So just to help with some of the overtime we'd like to increase some of those fees.
So the increase is all due to more overhead then?
Yes.
Do you think it was COVID that's causing a lot of this stuff?
No, not really, no. I think with the double cremations, it's mainly, they want to bury them both together, and they're hanging on to the first, passing, and then they do them together. So instead of just charging for the single, we'd go up to the double.
I move to accept the new fees for 2022 based on the information that Commissioner Huffman gave us.
Motion been made and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item 3.2, Vietnam Veterans Monument. I'm going to call on Tom.
Chair Ubel and Commissioners, Tom Schmitz, Director of the Department of Park and Recreation. You have before you a proposed action to recommend that the City Council accept a donation of a proposed Vietnam Veterans Memorial and installation in German Park. The Board and Commission recommendation from a week ago, it went through the Park and Recreation Commission, and the Park and Recreation Commission unanimously recommended that the City Council accept this generous donation and installation in German Park. So I will read into the record the overview. Groups and individuals supporting veterans are requesting city authorization for installation of a new Vietnam Veterans Memorial Monument in German Park. The proposed location in your packet is the grass section of the park that the U.S. flagpole is in. Some of the New Ulm groups and auxiliaries supporting or expected to support this request include the American Legion Post 132, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW Post 1648, Sons of the American Legion, the Legion Riders, the Comrades of Valor, the Military Order of Purple Heart, and the Disabled American Veterans, DAV Chapter 15. Locally, the monument has been designed and will be made of rustic mahogany granite, and the size is before you in the packet. There are no Vietnam veteran monuments in the city of New Ulm. Mankato and other cities do have Vietnam veterans monuments in city parks. These 6 young men are only memorialized together in Washington, D.C., and now they can all be memorialized together in their hometown. Their names are Dennis Wellman, Daniel Lloyd, Henry Polzine, Timothy Sullivan, Stephen Seaman, and Ricky Slander. Historically, the service of veterans in the Vietnam War has been the least publicly appreciated veteran service of all U.S. wars. German Park already has a monument honoring all who suffered as a result of the U.S.-Dakota War of 1862. This monument will not only honor and memorialize these 6 young men from New Ulm, all graduates of New Ulm High School who died in action during the Vietnam War, but will also honor all Vietnam veterans. It will be seen by many and appreciated by many local people and visitors to German Park. It will also honor all the branches of the U.S. military and be a welcome home and thank you for all Vietnam veterans. The budgetary and fiscal analysis is that an anonymous New Ulm High School graduate and 1968 classmate of 3 of the deceased veterans is privately funding this project entirely. So I'm here to answer any questions you may have. We also have a number of veterans in the audience here, including the Brown County Veteran Service Officer. You have in the packet photos of the proposed monument, front and rear, and 2 photos of the proposed location in German Park.
Tom, what's the timeline for this? Any?
The timeline would be going to the City Council at their next meeting, which is the first Tuesday of July. And upon their approval, the order will be placed with the local monument company. That may take a few months to manufacture and create. Installation would be proposed to be in the autumn if City Council authorizes that at their first meeting in July.
Is there any Are there any other thoughts about placement other than German Park?
I have no other thoughts related to that. I know the donor has requested it be placed in German Park, and so that is what we have presented.
I guess I'd like to hear from the veterans group if they agree with that location. As a vet, I wholeheartedly agree with the project, but I don't know if German Park is the right place.
I agree.
Same here.
I don't know, up by the courthouse, if that's an option. I'm just throwing that out
Or
there.
one of the veterans sections at the cemetery. I mean, when I first saw it, my first thought was, that's going to be a really nice addition to our veterans section somewhere at the cemetery, city cemetery. I just have a personal feeling that I think German Park, and the marker that's there ready for the uprising, I think should be moved. That's my personal opinion. It shouldn't be there. There's not a place for it. It should be at the cemetery also, probably in the area of where the other survivors, or not the survivors, but the victims of the uprising are buried. And I just have a feeling that it's going to get more, this monument's going to get more recognition out at the veterans section at the cemetery, but that's a personal opinion.
In reference to the question about the courthouse, that of course is a Brown County facility, and their veterans memorials are related to Brown County veterans. This is a municipal project honoring municipal City of New Ulm residents, not a county project.
I just don't think German Park is meant as a memorial park for this. I don't want to see it thrown aside if that's what the donor wishes. If he's going to say German Park or nothing, it really puts us in a tough position, I think, and the city council also.
Chair Ubel,
I'd like to hear from some of the people in the audience. I mean, what are your feelings?
Hi, Chairman Ubel. I'm Greg Peterson from the Brown County Veterans Service Office. I prepared some comments, but maybe I can just answer off the cuff. Soldiers Rest, we've got Willibald Bianchi, a Medal of Honor recipient from New Ulm. There's a specific plaque to him out there. He's not buried out there. There's Ben Seifert, first New Ulm boy killed in World War I. There's a memorial plaque out there. Well, he's not buried out there. Some of these 6 men are buried out there. They're already memorialized in the city cemetery, in the Catholic cemetery, and elsewhere. I drove by German Park this afternoon and I saw that big statue of the immigrant family with the children. And I don't intend to insult you, but wouldn't that be better placed over by that rock on South Valley Street where the founders of this city came and said, this is where we'll have New Ulm, or up at Turner Hall? Nobody's going to seek out this monument at Soldiers Rest. We've got the only doughboy in the state. Nobody comes here to see it. But people come to downtown New Ulm. This is, the city of festivals, and they'll come and they'll see that there, and they will, I would think, say, this is a good thing that the city has done. They're recognizing the sacrifices of these 6 boys. These, I call them boys, I call them men. Most of these gray-headed men out here were at the same age. They're all Vietnam veterans. And, they had a lifetime of innovation, technological advancement, and pure adventure laid out in front of them on the day they came back from Vietnam. But they didn't come back to get to go through the technological revolution, to see computers that we carry in our pockets, and fax machines and satellite TVs and cars that drive themselves. They're all lost over there. I just think that if you would like to place it in the cemetery, Yeah, it might be a good place for a war memorial. It's not a war memorial. It memorializes 6 young men who walked out of their high school door on May 27th and unfortunately lost their lives. So,
Would you be opposed to having it at the cemetery?
well, you know, the Soldiers' Rest was built about 1940 or so. It stems off of a law, state law, that says counties may build, they call it a Soldiers' Rest. There's only one other county in the state that has one. So it's not for New Ulm people. Most of New Ulm's veterans are buried there, but you know, it's not specifically for New Ulm residents. It's for the residents of Brown County and their spouses. So I just think, what else? What we're thinking about people that come from outside the city to see what you have in town. Who goes to the cemetery to look at things? Unless it's on Memorial Day or maybe on Veterans Day.
Or Flag Day?
Yeah, Flag Day. And it looks really nice out there. But, and the monument that's in Mankato, it's a Blue Earth Nicola County joint monument, and it has its own special little park. And I can tell you exactly where it is. But if you didn't know it was on Stoltzman Road, you drive past it every time. It's set way back, and only the guys that put it together, the Vietnam vets of southern Minnesota, they have their special day that they go out there for it. And, you know, you've got to be searching for that thing to find it. So, other questions I'd be happy to answer?
I
I'm
noticed,
sure-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I'm sure every one of my friends here would like to get up and speak too, but,
So I noticed in the, you know, on that page where you're naming the organizations that are in favor of it, is there a reason why the Friends of German Park aren't on there? Were they approached and they're not in favor of this, or they
That I
weren't
don't know.
even approached, or?
That actually is an oversight. In the action form, the Friends of German Park have voted to endorse this project, you know, including Denny Warda. So yes, the Friends of German Park have gone on record with me as supporting the project.
Tom, I'll say this, and I'm against what you're saying. I am very much for the whole project. I think it's about time we recognize the guys. The guys that come back from Vietnam alive got crapped on, you know. Let's do something for this. But I do not like this idea of having it at German Park. I'll say that. That's just my opinion. But I do like the idea.
Anyone else like to be heard?
Commissioners, Tony Miller, 327 South Valley. I'm a proud member of the American Legion, proud member of a proud retiree from the National Guard here in town. And honestly, I would prefer to see it at German Park for some of the reasons that Greg had mentioned. I am concerned that if we put it out at the cemetery, it's just going to be another thing that's only going to be seen on regular Veterans Days. Somebody coming to New Ulm that's going to look at that, I'm thinking they're going to walk through the park and they're going to see a memorial that's going to honor our local veterans that graduated from New Ulm High School in this particular case. Another reason why I support it is because I haven't talked, and I don't know, obviously don't know who the donor is, but as far as I'm concerned, if the donor wants it there, unless someone can talk them into doing it somewhere else and and explain to them why that would be a better place, then maybe I'd be in favor of it. But I think it's a no-brainer when you've got somebody that wants to donate it and they say, I want it at German Park. It'd be a travesty if we just decided to move it out there, and then the city of New Ulm has to pay to have it installed or whatever. My personal feeling as a veteran, and by the way, I wanted to clarify something. It was gray-haired, guys that were veterans, Vietnam veterans. I'm too young to be a Vietnam veteran. I went in 77 and retired in 97. So I'm not a Vietnam veteran, but I am a proud member of the American Legion. So my personal feeling is I'd rather see it at German Park for the reasons that I've stated. So thanks for your time. Unless there's any questions about me, for me particularly, let me know. Otherwise, that's my feeling. Thanks.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to be heard?
I'm Tom Resch. I am a Vietnam veteran. I knew several of these individuals that we're discussing, and I participate through the Comrades of Valor in a lot of funerals out at the cemetery. And I can tell you, the only time people come out there is for funerals, Memorial Day, or Veterans Day, and probably not so much Veterans Day, because they usually go to a building somewheres. And I see all these monuments out there that list the names of the grave sites on the monuments in Soldiers Rest. And I looked at one here the other day, down there by the lower part there, where there's that little parking spot down there, you know, where that walkway goes in, where we have the program on Memorial Day. And it says on that monument, look on the rear of this monument to see the names of the individuals in these locations. What I saw back there was nothing but granite. There's no names. Now, I looked at the one up above where you first turn into Soldiers Rest. There's names, but that one down below does not have names. And I don't know anybody really that goes to look for that. I mean, I did just to see, because my father-in-law is buried down there. I know where he's buried, but I wanted to see if they listed his name. It's not there. The best place to honor these individuals is in a city property where they can be seen. They did what the government wanted them to do, in spite of the crap that we had to go through. Why not honor them the way they deserve? Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I'll admit that initially I wasn't in favor of the location for my own reasons, but hearing your words, that carries a lot of weight. So,
I agree. I'm just fearful that German Park is going to be a catch-all for, and this monument is not labeled a catch-all as far as I'm concerned. It's way overdue. But I'm just concerned that German Park is going to become a memorial park, and we're going to have other people coming forward with ideas of what should be placed there. And maybe that's not such a bad idea. Maybe it should become that. I just, at first thought, I just thought it would be best to have it at the cemetery. That was my first reaction.
I think it's hard to argue the fact that people typically don't go to the cemetery very often. Certainly go to German Park once a week for music, if nothing else. The other thing I think about, is there another spot in the park where it's not right in the middle of everything? Because I think it's a very worthwhile project, but, you know, there's some issues here, obviously.
Is Riverside Park an option?
Chair and Commissioners, I have presented this project before you and the Park and Recreation Commission on behalf of the anonymous donor. This monument is going to be costing that donor between $4,000 and $5,000. And this anonymous donor has desired it to be in German Park. We've spoken about the patriotic location of the United States flag. The donor's very excited about that location. And just after the packet was published last week, prior to this meeting, I checked with the donor about potential alternative locations, including the cemetery. And the donor has given me the information that the donation will be rescinded if it's not placed in German Park at the proposed location near the United States flag.
Thanks, Tom.
Well, I guess I would make a motion then, if that's the only way he's gonna do it, is if it goes in German Park, and the veterans have spoken, that's where they desire it to be, I would make a motion that we approve this.
I second it.
Motion been made and seconded to recommend to the city council, offer a resolution to waive the reading to accept a donation of a proposed Vietnam Veterans Memorial and installation in German Park. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have an agenda item, and we need a motion to waive, to suspend the rules.
I make a motion to suspend the rules so we to deal with an addendum to them.
Second the motion.
Motion made and second to suspend the rules. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The addendum is to recommend to the city council offer a resolution, waive the reading to accept a donation from Darlene, and I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. Donation in the amount of $1,000 to the New Ulm City Cemetery. Anyone know anything about this addendum, this donation?
Is it for any specific use or just?
This is all new to me, I don't know.
To the city cemetery?
Wow.
Do you know where she's from, Kim?
I do not.
Okay. It may be a married name. Any other discussion?
Finances came from Hutchinson.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Any other business?
Just a comment, again, on that last, on the other item. Again, all you gentlemen out there, I thank you for your service, and it is about time that we get that recognition that you have long deserved. Wherever that is going to be, if you're all happy with it, then we're happy too. Thank you.
I'd just like to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're adjourned.